How do lions and unicorns find one another? You're about to find out. You know, I get asked a lot, how do lions and unicorns find one another? Well, we do it silently. We do it by reading one another's facial expressions and emotions. It all goes back to the fact that human beings are born not completely developed like dogs or cats. You know, it seems like dogs and cats know everything there is to know about being a dog or cat within a few moments of being born, but human beings take months and months and months. And that literally is because, well, years and years and years. And that literally is because our heads are so big that we actually could not be born if we were fully developed. So we need to have a caretaker. A baby's first developmental task in the first year of life is to learn how to read the mother's central nervous system by looking at her gaze. In other words, the baby looks at the mother's gaze and the baby can read the emotional landscape of the mother. This is called attachment because the baby needs to be attached to the mother in order to survive. Now, if there's something wrong with that attachment, if the baby looks at the mother and sees something unfamiliar, something that makes the baby uncomfortable, there's a crisis, they begin to cry, and they generate lots and lots of behavior to try to get the caregiver to come closer to them. This is all innate in human beings, and this is what we do to survive in those first years of life. Now, where does this learning take place? It takes place here in the right orbital frontal cortex. So the first developmental task a baby has is to learn how to read a face, and we do that with this part of the brain right up here. Now, why is that important? Well, it's important because the entire right hemisphere of the brain is nonverbal. So this is very interesting. So we don't lose this ability. We take this ability with us through life. And the first thing we do when we look at other people is we're able to read their gaze. And it tells us a lot about the emotional landscape inside of them. And so, of course, this is nonverbal, so we can't articulate what we know about the other person, but we just know that we know. And so this is how lions and unicorns find one another. This is how we match up. We take a look at that other person and we can tell just by looking at their facial expressions and their gaze if their emotional landscape is complementary to ours. So lions are attracted to unicorns and unicorns are attracted to lions because we see the landscape inside that we need to engage in the dance of healing that we try to do in a relationship to get our emotional needs met. I thought you'd be interested in finding that out. I was fascinated when I read about it many years ago. But this is how lions and unicorns find one another, by reading faces.